All right. I guess I'm recording. So this is going to be my second video in this new idea where I record a video after every workout. And the big fun thing here is that I don't actually have anything planned to say. I thought about a few ideas, but the whole fun of this thing is it's a totally spontaneous video in which I don't actually plan what to say and I don't do any editing. I just record the video straight out. But basically, the first thing I want to say is I got in another workout. I warmed up for 20 minutes and next random place for 20 minutes. So this was all continuous. The total time was 40 minutes. There's a lot going on that I could talk about, but my fall class is coming up, so I'm doing some independent studying, and then I'm going to get my textbook and start studying for that class. So that's coming up. I've got just stuff to do. I did some lawn mowing yesterday. That went pretty well. You know, I really like to take a lot of supplements, vitamins and minerals and herbal supplements and so on. So I was thinking about talking about my own homemade testosterone booster formula. And what that is you can buy like stuff in stores, like it's already pre-mixed and it'll have like maybe half a dozen ingredients or more or less. But you know, some of these ingredients you can buy separately on your own. And what you do is if you go to the store and you just pick it up and look on the back of the label, or the back label or whatever, it says what's in this. So you just take a mental note, of some of the things that are in this, and then you can buy these separately on your own. And the reason that this whole idea about the testosterone booster got inspired was I had seen this at Walmart, and I liked not so much the idea of a testosterone booster, but the idea of what the ingredients were. I think the brand was 6-Star Energy brand or something like that, 6-Star. Anyway, and what was in it was some supplements that I had read about that I had always wanted to try. And I never had because they're kind of expensive. But one of them was rhodiola, and one of them was tribulus, or Tribulus terrestris, also called puncture vine. And I had read about those supplements. The other three ingredients I had already tried separately on my own. One was ginkgo biloba or whatever. The other was L-Taurine. L-Taurine, that's an amino acid. And the third one was boron. And I was already taking boron tablets, and I had some L-Taurine at home, and of course I had some ginkgo. So the other two ingredients I never tried. So when I saw this stuff, it was like in this canister, this powder. I had thought, I want to try this, and so I bought it, and I really kind of liked it. I mean, it was, I had to get used to it first, but it's kind of strong, but not so much when you get used to it. So I take a little bit before every workout with some potassium chloride. That's like salt substitute, Morton brand, and I just have a very small amount, and I stir it all together in some water and take that. That prevents me from getting cramps and injuries because my workout is kind of intense. The workout I do when I run in place, it really stresses the calves a lot. So when I use this potassium, it helps, and also the testosterone booster I bought. But the funny thing is, so 6-Star Energy or 6-Star, whatever the brand was, it discontinued the powder form. And they had, at the time that I bought it, they had two types. They had the powder, and then they had capsules. The thing about the powder that's good is you can regulate your dose. You can take like small dose, really small dose, or medium dose, or big dose, or even take a really big dose. But so you just regulate it. You can do it by eye. And figure out what you're looking at, and just put it into the cup or coffee cup, whatever, and stir it around. But the funny thing was that company had two types, but the type in the capsule only had 3 of the 5 ingredients. It had the boron, and it had the rhodiola, and it had the ginkgo, but it didn't have the tribulus, and it didn't have the L-Taurine. So what I did was I thought, well, I'm going to get the powder, obviously, but they discontinued the powder, but they're still now selling the capsules. They only have those 3 ingredients. In fact, they got a special going on right now where they give you like a little bit more free in the bottle. So I'm looking at the time here. I don't want this to be too long. But in the meantime, I knew that this powder was going to be discontinued, and I still have some because it takes a long time for me to use it. I just use it before workouts. I've had it, I don't know, I've had it for about almost how many years have I had this? Almost 2 years now, but definitely over a year and a half since I bought it. And I don't know if I'm even halfway through it or not, the canister I bought. But if this runs out, I thought, well, I won't be able to get these other ingredients. So I went out and I bought them separately. I looked into the deals on it. I shopped around for Tribulus, and I couldn't find the best deal like where I am, but went over to St. Louis County and I got it at a vitamin shop store. They had, because it comes in different concentrations and different strengths, but you get the most for your money by getting it at Vitamin Shop. And then rhodiola, I looked around, I found a good deal on it over at Fresh Time. It was one of those brands like Solar Ray or another similar brand. There's another brand that's sort of like Solar Ray. So I got the rhodiola separately. Boron I'm already buying all the time. I buy 3 milligram boron tablets. And you can get those from Vitamin World and also Vitamin Shop. In fact, I've gotten it from both of those. Mainly I get it from Vitamin World. The other one is L-Taurine. I get that from Vitamin World, but you could probably get it elsewhere. And then ginkgo, I've had that for a long time, but I have these little doses. What's the name of this? There's this brand that has ginkgo with ginkgo excipients in it. Anyway, so I've got all these ingredients, and then when I was looking in Walmart, I was just reading like the canisters and the bottles, if it were tablets or capsules, whatever, on different on different testosterone booster supplements. And it turns out there are other ingredients that can be in testosterone boosters. One of them, though, and I've seen this before in different formulas, or at least one other formula, is fenugreek. So I got some fenugreek capsules at Walmart. And at the time, I also got some turmeric. But I had tried turmeric in different forms before. And it's really good if you get an injury because it reduces inflammation and helps the injury heal faster, I think. So I got some turmeric. And recently I tried tart cherry extract from Walmart. But I got some, I don't know, there was something else I tried, but definitely got some fenugreek now. So I can put all these, let's say, these 6 things together separately as separate ingredients and just gulp them down all at once. Like, okay, so I would have an L-Taurine tablet, and they can come in 500 milligrams or 1,000 milligram sizes, or you can break 1,000 milligram size in half, bite it in half, and then dry it out a little bit, rub it on something, and then set it away to take later. So L-Taurine, boron citrate, you can take 1 or 2, 3 milligram tablets. The Tribulus I got, so take one of those. Take one rhodiola and 1 ginkgo, and then 1, what's the name of that? Fenugreek. But in the meantime, I also saw this other supplement called, by the same brand, 6-Star Energy, or whatever it is. And it was called Pre-Workout Ignition Formula. It's another powder in a canister. And I looked at the ingredients in that. One of them is Schizandra, spelled S-C-H-I-Z-A-N-D-R-A. Sometimes there's an S instead of the Z, so it'd be S-C-H-I-S-A-N-D-R-A. But I got some Schizandra capsules over at Fresh Time, but it was by that same company, Solar Ray, or that other brand that's always like with it on the shelves, or I don't know what it is, Herbal Way or Nature's Way or whatever it is, but so I got some of that. So before a workout, I could take 7 of those all together. And I've tried most of these separately. I haven't tried the fenugreek yet, but I bought it. And I mentioned tart cherry extract. That's kind of good for studying. So anyway, supplements are really great. I take a lot of supplements, and I might go into that later. But I just thought I'd talk about this, making your own homemade testosterone booster formula, because the ingredients are really cool. I mean, the whole point isn't necessarily to increase your testosterone, but it's good for like exercising, and it just gives you extra strength and abilities. And some of it's good for studying, like that powder I mentioned, the original 6-Star brand powder, whatever the brand is, 6-Star Energy brand or whatever. That powder, I took it once before while I was studying for an exam, and it helped really well. So hopefully this was interesting. I'm not going to talk super the time on that it's almost 9 minutes, so this is a longer one. I don't want to talk too long, so I'm going to cut this off. Hope you enjoy this. Have a great time. Thanks for tuning in.